Hello, folks. My name is Ned Fokes, and I'm here today. I am a father of a 24-year-old who has spent time in the Boise public school system, and I'd like to just touch on that for a moment in my comment about education and some of the proposals we're seeing now. My mission here today would be to encourage us to look at all of these situations where we're discussing budgets and numbers and remember the human beingness behind all of what is being discussed. As we look at the potential in our schoolrooms, when we look at what that looks like if we're talking about eliminating teachers and transferring some of these responsibilities to into an arena of larger numbers of students per teacher, and also transferring teaching to computers online, I think we need to remember that within families and within schools, how we teach is by having a human being there that provides expectations. And when you dilute a schoolroom, you dilute expectations. You dilute contact at a human level. And when you transfer more and more and more teaching into the realm of an electronic device, what's that going to look like into the future? The electronic device may have a time limit, but it has very little in the way of human expectation. My daughter, as I said, is 24 years old. She was born prematurely and suffered a brain hemorrhage, and she has severe cerebral palsy. Throughout the years, Medicaid has been a lifesaver for many families like mine, where the scope of the developmental disability in our family is so extreme that the family alone cannot take care of the need. And so in many ways I've been proud, and I've spoken of that at times throughout the years, of my appreciation for the support for our family and people like my daughter. When I speak of human beingness and I speak of Medicaid, the point I would like to make is that, yes, part of Medicaid and the specifics of Medicaid and its outreach and the dollars that flow through Medicaid is a pragmatic response to avoiding even higher social costs and real costs to families and communities. What is at the genesis, in my opinion, of Medicaid is the fact that we have a civilization. We are a civilized country. And what that means is when we see need, true human need, that is beyond the scope of the families and the communities to deal with, we have made a collective decision to share that responsibility and that cost in dollars and cents, in time, in love, and in other ways. So Medicaid, in my view, is compassion in action within our society. It is a sign of our civilization, that we are civil people. So Medicaid at its heart is a moral and spiritual issue. We can have discussions about dollars, and they're very important. But in the end, dollars, as we all know, what are they? They're ideas, essentially. And what an observation is that what we focus upon, we create more of in our lives. And as a collective focus, if we're focusing on fear, and I have to have my portion, and I can't worry about anyone else because it's too dangerous out there. If we focus on fear, that's what is generated. If we focus on how we are able to solve, problems that we solve every day. This is just another issue that we address. If we address it creatively, we focus on creativity, that is what we create. So, as many of the people have spoken before, this is a matter of perspective and priorities. So, if we can keep ourselves from focusing on the fear, and if we can ask ourselves and our legislators what is essential for them to focus on in their leadership. What is essential is that they remember honor. Honor in their relationships with the people of our state. What is an honorable human being? When I asked my daughter to help me to lift her up. She can do nothing for herself. She can say yes. That's a good thing. When I ask her to reach for me and do what she can, and then I lift her up into her chair. It's that space between her extended hand and my extended hand. And symbolically, the rest of our culture. It's this space where we address this question of what are we going to do when there's true need and someone's asking for help and truly needs help. As human beings, we respond. We don't say we can't afford that. I can't afford to help you, even though your need is true and I'm going to turn my back on you. So honor and right action in these areas is appropriate. It's appropriate that we use the creativity that's being discussed in House Bill 29, or simply making the commitment and having our leaders encourage our populace throughout the state to accept the small commitment that it would cost per person to keep people from going into free fall, families going into free fall. And then we can go back to talking about numbers. But these are issues, in my view, of let's remember our higher self in this process. This is a spiritual issue, this is a moral issue, and it's a solvable dollars and cents issue. If we have the commitment and the desire to say yes, as my daughter can say yes, just say yes. We'll find a way and do it. It's there. Thank you.